Hi everyone, this is Eve from Darling Images Co. Thank you so much for watching this video today. So I'm just going to give a really quick overview on how I pop my newborns into these boho digital backdrops. Thank you so much to everyone for all your support and comments regarding these, and I'm so glad that you're enjoying them as much as I am. So we want to save our file from wherever you have purchased it. So that would be from either Etsy or from Oz Backdrops and Props. And you want to open that in Photoshop. Now you also need to open up the file that you have of your newborn. This is a newborn that I took a little while ago now, but I thought that he might fit beautifully into this coastal boho theme backdrop that I just photographed yesterday afternoon. So what you want to do when selecting an image to use for these backdrops is just pop the baby into something nice and soft. You can use a small bucket with all of your beautiful padding. You can use a small poser, just something so that bub can be nicely supported. And if you can find a fluff which is as similar as possible to what I've used, that is going to make your life so much easier. So this is a creamy white natural wool, and it has a little bit of a curly texture, so you could use a flocati. Even loose curls are fine. These are available everywhere. You can source them probably even at your local homewares store. Something I've found is they often have cushions that are made out of a similar fur, which is a Mongolian type fur. It's got a little bit of a curl as well, so there's lots of places. You just have to have a look out there and find something similar. So when you're photographing your baby, make sure that you're not shooting up the nose. You want to lean over as much as possible and get that beautiful straight over the top, which we call bird's eye. So that will look as natural as possible when you pop it into the backdrops. So this guy has been given a base edit, so I always recommend doing most of your editing on the newborn before you pop them into the backdrop. That way you can always then reuse this image for another backdrop. If you want to mix your gallery up, you could then pop him into something that is a completely different color, or something a lot more simple, just so that you can add variety to your gallery. So he has had all of his skin edited, all the little flaky pieces. I think his skin was fairly good looking at this, but I do feel like he's very pink, which is what happens when you've got these beautiful little blonde hair, blue-eyed babies. Their skin is often so beautifully purpley pink. So what I'm just going to do is I'll copy the background, go into my camera raw filter. Now I find this is a really awesome tip that I tend to use all the time. You go down to your color mixer, in under hue, with your oranges, if you just bump the hue up a little and the red, it tends to get out a lot of that purple that you don't like. And I'm just going to pop this down as well. Now that's great, I'm happy with that. So I'll show you a before and after. It's just gotten rid of that pink magenta tone. Now I shoot Sony, so I do often find that I have to do this for most images, but if you're shooting with a different system, you might not have this issue. Now I'm also looking, and I feel like he could possibly, the highlights might be just a little bit clipped. So I'm going to go back into my camera raw filter, and I'm just going to turn the highlights down a tiny bit, and maybe my whites. Yep, perfect. So I'm happy with that now. So I'm going to open my backdrop again, then drag this one down, click on the file, the layer of the baby that we've just done a little touch up to. You might not need to do those touch ups, but I do find that they can help. And I'm just going to drag it across. Turn my layer down to about 50%, just so that I can see what size he's going to be to fit into this bed. We just want to make him fairly realistic. Okay, I can turn it back up to 100% now. I'm going to put a layer mask on that and fill that with black, which makes him disappear. Then we want to click on the black mask, using our brush and a white mask, we're going to brush him back in. Now we need to make sure that our opacity is 100% in both of these locations. We're just going to brush him back in. Now I like to turn the backdrop off and put my brush down a little tighter and just make sure that the whole of the baby is at 100% opacity. Now at this stage, the shadows are super important in making the whole image come together and look realistic. And I always find that if you can use the real shadows, then it's going to look so much better than trying to add in shadows. So what I'm going to do now is just make my brush slightly larger, possibly turn my opacity down a little, and just brush in some extra from the edges, which is just adding back in the natural shadows, which are always going to be so much more realistic than any fake shadows that we try and add in. So I just want to move him a tiny bit. And I'm just going to change his positioning a little. I'm pretty happy with that. Now, because I have used the exact same fur, you'll see that that has just blended in beautifully. If your fur's a little bit different, just using the brush and get a low opacity, just brush some on and some off until you get a look that you're really happy with. This one is good. Now I'm going to do some more detailed videos on other aspects of this, but I just wanted to get one quick video out just to show you how easy it really can be. So that guy's looking pretty good to me, and I'm now going to save that as a PSD file so that we have the layers, so that he's separate and the background's separate. And then I'm going to flatten him. And look, in all honesty, you can finish there. If you have some finishing edits that you like to do to match this image along with all of the other images from your gallery, that's perfect. One that I like to do is called Cat's Pajamas, and I will link where I've got that one from in the description. And I'm just going to turn that down a little bit. It puts a slight darker edge to it and brightens him up a little bit, and it adds a little bit of those tonings that are all in fashion at the moment. So I'm going to flatten that again. So once I've done that final edit, which I'm happy with, I can now save it as a JPEG. I'm going to save this guy to my desktop. And we're good to go. There's your image. Stay tuned. I'm going to do a few more videos with just some extra little tweaks that I use that can make this image really pop. But if you just wanted to have a try and see whether or not it's something that you are happy with and something that you can achieve, perfect, you're done. This is looking awesome, and I'm sure that you will achieve it. If you've got any questions, just pop them in the group. Thanks so much. Bye.